This is your brother Surrealism, a prism of realism. Today we got something hot, new, fresh off the press. Everybody see the slide that's up right now. This is an article through marketwatch.com. Cfpb chief Chopra says Transunion is out of control as regulator sues credit reporting company for deceptive practices. As regulator sues credit reporting company for deceptive practices. Now, why is this important for us as consumers? For those of us who use the consumer term, those of us who claim that we're consumers, whether you really are or not, that's up to your relativity and your connection and how you define yourself or how you exercise your rights in commerce. But what I will say is that the consumer laws are very, very critical and they have a lot of teeth behind them and they can do a lot for enhancing, improving, as we commonly say, cleaning or fixing credit, as well as other alleged debt collection accounts, as well as your private right of action related to any consumer protection violations. Now, that is key. We're going to come back to your private right of action, but back to the article. Here's a picture here of the CFPB chief, Chopra. This is his picture right here. And it says Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Director, Rohit Chopra. The nation's top consumer regulator announced Tuesday that it is filing a lawsuit against consumer credit reporting company TransUnion and former top executives for violating a 2017 law enforcement order that blocked the company from engaging in deceptive marketing practices. TransUnion's conduct made it crystal clear that the company is an out of control repeat offender and must be held accountable. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Director Rohit Chopra told reporters at a virtual press conference. Here's a quote: TransUnion's leadership is either unwilling or incapable of operating its businesses lawfully. Now, that is a very profound statement. TransUnion's leadership is either unwilling or incapable of operating its businesses lawfully. I mean, these CRAs, credit reporting agencies, have been sued numerous times by financial regulators, even the attorney generals for various states on the behalf of consumers due to, again, deceptive marketing practices or other violations around consumer protections. I'm gonna finish reading the article. Let's dive deep into this. The case centers around allegations that the company deceptively marketed its credit report and credit monitoring services to U.S. consumers by using all right, I'm trying to get back to where I last left off. Hold on for me for a second. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna read this sentence again. The case centers around allegations that the company deceptively marketed its credit report and credit monitoring services to U.S. consumers by using digital dark patterns to trick them into buying subscriptions and making it difficult to cancel those subscriptions. Now, the subscriptions they're talking about is credit monitoring. A lot of us have either been on, or for those of us who haven't, to the Transunion website. For those of us who are learning to become more empowered, we're looking into our consumer or credit affairs. You're checking your credit reports independently or all three simultaneously. And you're noticing that when you go into these companies' websites, TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, and there's also some smaller credit bureaus out there. There's also a fourth credit bureau. Well, let me get my terminology correct. There's also a fourth credit reporting agency. So again, the CRAs we're talking about, TransUnion, Experian, Equifax. Terminology is everything. We have to use that terminology specifically, because if not, you can find yourself technically maybe not getting the remedy and the relief that you're looking for. Again, they're commonly referred as credit bureaus, but through the legal lawful pretense, they are known as CRAs, credit reporting agencies. So I'm going to go back to the sentence again. Now, again, before I do that, we're talking about credit monitoring. Now, again, a lot of us have checked our credit reports, have gone to either these sites or other third-party sites, whether it's Credit Karma, whether it's companies like annualcreditreport.com, and there are many others out there. And we get hit with all this advertisement, all of these marketing services around credit monitoring, these various subscription plans, which is a monthly billing, on these monthly billing cycles, to be able to access your consumer reports, as well as to make any challenges or changes to any of the information that is inaccurate and not properly being reported, or anything that is uh, totally erroneous, let alone inaccurate. So imagine being hit with monitoring service charges or these very aggressive marketing tactics to get you to sign up to view a consumer credit report that you should supposed to have rights to see for free, but the website is loaded with all these various subscription plans and how credit monitoring and what it can do, and and they want to charge you anywhere from $1 for 7 days, or $1 a month, or up to 19, 20, could be 30, $40 a month, based on all these various add-on services they add to the credit monitoring. Let's keep that in mind. Now I'm going to go back to this article here, and I'm going to read that paragraph again that I initially read a few minutes ago. The case centers around allegations that the company deceptively marketed its credit report and credit monitoring services to U.S. consumers by using digital dark patterns to trick them into buying subscriptions and making it difficult to cancel those subscriptions. The Cfpb said that TransUnion asked customers who were seeking a free annual credit report the company is required to provide under federal law to enter credit card information as part of what appeared to be an identity verification process. Now, let me read that again. The CFPB, also known as the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, said that TransUnion asked customers who were seeking a free annual credit report the company is required to provide under federal law to enter credit card information as part of what appeared to be an identity verification process. Keyword, appeared to be. and identity verification process. I had to just highlight that for a minute. The agency said the company then integrated deceptive buttons into its website that made customers think they could access their credit scores for free in addition to the free report. In reality, clicking this button signed customers up for reoccurring monthly charges using credit card information they had provided, the Cfpb said in a, hold on for a second, let me bring the rest of the article down. Here we go. In reality, clicking this button signed customers up for recurring monthly charges using the credit card information they had provided. The CFPB said in a press release, and I quote, for consumers looking for a way out of their subscriptions, TransUnion not only failed to offer a simple mechanism for cancellation, it actively made it arduous, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, for consumers to cancel their for consumers to cancel through clever uses of font and color on its website. Wow. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but this is something that goes on with a lot of companies. And it's not just the CRAs or the consumer reporting agencies. It's a lot of companies out here, that have deceptive practices or use deceptive marketing. Now, again, this is my personal consumer opinion. Again, I mean, this is just another example of why we must become more informed and we must learn to seek economic justice in the pursuit of better knowing our consumer rights or the consumer protections. These companies are bound by state and federal laws, but for a lot of us, that's another story. I'm going to come back to that comment, but for right now, I want to leave it right here and state again, in reality, clicking this button signed customers up for recurring monthly charges using the credit card information they have provided. The CFPB said in a press release, for consumers looking for a way out of the subscriptions, TransUnion not only failed to offer a simple mechanism for cancellation, it actively made it arduous for consumers to cancel through clever uses of font and color on his website. Now I'm going to look that word up. Certain words I don't use commonly in my communications, but again, I'm always open to learn and expand my vocabulary. I will do a quick Google search and make sure I pronounce this word correctly because understanding and learning is very key, and understanding what you read is even more important. So let me check this word out right now and make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Arduous. Arduous.
Arduous.
Arduous.
It's not a word I commonly use, but this dictionary.com defines it as an adjective involving or requiring strenuous effort, difficult and tiring, an arduous journey.
Arduous.
An arduous journey. The words difficult and hard are common synonyms for arduous. While all three words mean demanding great exertion or effort, arduous stresses the need of laborious and preserving exertion. All right, that's enough for dictionary.com for today. We'll come back to that. Just want to drop a quick note on you guys, let you know again, I'm just a common consumer, just a young brother in his evolutionary path, again, evolving, expanding, and want to share this article with you. If you get a chance, check it out on your own. I will go back to the article briefly and go back to the top of it and let you see the quote here from the CFPB chief, or the director of the CFPB. All right, well, I'm going to end this video. This is your brother Surrealism, my prism, my realism. And I just wanted to shine some light on this article and this new lawsuit that's underway against Transunion for the violation of a 2017 settlement agreement with the CFPB. And now it looks like they're going to be fined again and back in court. This is why we got to stay savvy as consumers, keep your spiritual eye open, and recognize that the more you learn and the more you're aware, the better you are at handling your finances and your experiences in third dimension. Again, I'm going to expound on this at another time and date, but I just wanted to drop a few lines and a few thoughts. Uh, we got a new word for the day, arduous. I mean, that's how I'm pronouncing it. Again, I'm not a English isn't my first language, even though it's been put on a lot of us as our first language, but it really isn't. Especially those of us of either melanated or indigenous statute, or this again, when I say statute, I mean within your person, within your natural person, within your natural status or your natural origination. Arduous. So I'm gonna play that one more time.
Arduous. Arduous.
All right, this is dictionary.com. It will actually pronounce the words for you. Learn how to pronounce. So if we're going to be using this language, whether we like it or not, we must learn to master it and master its definition and its uses and its application. So that way your reading comprehension will expand and go further than what you commonly think you can go to. Other than that, I'm going to say it again. This is your brother Surrealism, my prism, my realism. And this is In the News. We out. See you next time.